What's up, guys? This is Alejandro Sanchez from OnlineTradingCircle.com, coming at you guys with another webinar. Today's date is May 16th, 2018. It is 4:27 in the morning, Central Standard Time. I'm going to be talking about some trade ideas that I have that I'm currently in, specifically the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. I'm going to be going over a pound and Aussie trade that kind of got away from me. And we're going to be talking about the dollar index and how I'm bullish on it. So several topics we're going to be going over today. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. So let's pull up some charts here. Let's see. All right, so this is the New Zealand dollar and US dollar long setup that I have currently in right now. As you can see, this is a nested demand level, right? This level is about the same area on all time frames. It was had never been tested before prior to getting into the trade, so price had not been here before, right? It did not get here until it actually hit the level. Same story on the 4-hour, right? Price had never been here before. If you look back in time, it had never been here before until the trade got triggered. So that's definitely a good look. We do have a round number, right? 68,600. Perfect for counter trending, which is what we're doing here. If you look at the trend on the daily time frame, which is what I use for trend, if you look at the trend, it has severely been nothing but a sell-off for the past couple weeks, right? I mean, the downtrend is just, it's massive. It's taken out so much demand, right? This downtrend is very strong. So when you're counter trending, you want to be sure, you want to be positive that you have parameters set, that you have, the highest probability of winning the trade. And one of the things I use, and I'm constantly talking about, is the nested supply level, the round number, it being fresh, so meaning price had not been there before. A lot of my trades are counter trend trades, right? So if we look at this trade, I'm currently in it right now. Price came into the level, right? It went pretty deep. I'd say it went in about halfway's in, right? Bounced right back up immediately. It shot up. Okay, I'm up some pips right now. I posted this trade in the chat room, the Forex supply and demand chat room. As you guys know, that is the strategy that I use, supply and demand. That is what works for me, right? There's other strategies out there, Fibonacci, harmonics, stuff like that. Like I said, whatever works for you, but this is what works for me. So this is what I'm going to be posting in the supply and demand chat rooms. That's where you're going to find me most of the time. So, yeah, you guys can take a look at this trade, right? We're up some pips. It's a little bit over a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. Not too bad. I might be pulling this take profit down to about maybe below this area right here. The reason I might move it around here is because this might be a little speed bump. Okay, this is a supply level. Even though price had already dropped from there and gone through, I feel like it could potentially, have some trouble getting past it, right? But for now, I'm gonna leave it. I don't see it being a problem. If it keeps shooting up, I'm just gonna move my stop loss to break even, and just keep trailing it on the way up, and then I'll eventually either get stopped out and take whatever amount of pips I caught, or it's gonna reach all the way to the take profit, right? At this point, I'm gonna adjust my stop loss to break even, so that way I know I'm not gonna lose any money. I know I'm not going to lose any money. So this is the New Zealand dollar, US dollar trade, right? This is in the chat room if you guys want to take a look at it. Another pair I wanted to look at was the pound and the Aussie. Now, I'm not in this trade, but I wanted to talk about it because I did post it in the chat room. I did have a order placed in for it. I just did not get filled. Now, if you look closely, this is the pound and the Aussie trade. If you look closely, it missed my entry for about a pip, maybe 2 pips at the most. Right here. See that? Let me put the list right here. You see that? That's pretty darn close, right? And I was supposed to go long there. Now, had I gotten filled, man, I would have got some good pips for sure, right? And the reason I'm going over this is because it happens, and it happens a lot. And I'm just trying to get the message across to to not adjust your trades, follow your rules, right? I follow my rules in this trade. I didn't jump in after. I'm patient. I still have my order put in, right? It definitely worked out, I didn't get filled, but if I could just wait a little bit longer and potentially get this thing to drop, if this thing drops back down and it gets near my target or my entry, I'm going to get in. So we'll see what happens with this trade. I just wanted to just kind of show you guys the aftermath of this, right? How close it got to my level and how it shot up, and how this happens numerous amount of times. And so not just get frustrated, this is part of the game. You don't always get filled, although these types of things that happen are pretty frustrating, especially when they go the way that they were supposed to go or the way that you intended it to go. But it's part of the game. It's part of the game. I also wanted to talk about the dollar index, which is the Dixie, right? Let me pull that chart up real quick. Okay, so this is the Dixie. This is a daily chart. I just look at the daily. You can find this on the website under charts. Just click on US dollar index. This will pop up. You kind of mark it up the way you want to mark, or however you mark up your charts. For me, I look at the dollar index pretty frequently, so I can kind of gauge how I'm gonna go about trading the major pairs, right? Anything with the US dollar involved, and use this as an indicator. So right now, the dollar index is in a strong uptrend for the past week or 2-3 weeks, right? It has just been on a monster run. And it has been on a downtrend for, months. Like, if you look at this chart, it is ugly. Like, since the peak of December of 2016, it's just been on a massive downtrend with really we had a little hype right here. But that was it. Everything else has been just lower lows and lower highs. But we're definitely getting a little uptrend going. We have some demand here. We took out a very good supply level, which was right here. We haven't took it out completely, but it definitely tested the level. You see how it touched the level and it corrected a little bit. I don't see this level stopping it at this point. It's already been tested. This is probably going to reach this resistance level and break through it. So I don't see this level being an issue. So I do see this the dollar going a little bit higher, maybe to around this area. of supply, about 94,500 area. Okay. So with that being said, since I'm bullish on the dollar index, I'm going to be looking to possibly short the euro, right? Because this dollar index is inverse with the euro and the dollar. So I'll be looking to short the euro and the dollar and possibly go long on all the major pairs as a correlation, right? Whether it's inverse or it's directly correlated. I definitely like to use the dollar index as it's just an extra layer of checklist that I go through, right? When I'm looking at the major pairs, kind of increases your odds of winning. But it's mostly effective with the euro dollar, dollar yen for sure. It's just something to look at, guys, right? So we talked about the New Zealand US dollar trade, right? The long position that I have on that, which is this trade right here. No, that's not it. Okay, it's this one right here. Yeah, so you have this long position. Okay. Talked about that. Talked about the pound and the Aussie and how I missed the trade. Definitely still holding on. If price makes it back down to the level, depending on how it arrives, if there's not too much basing going on, if it just tanks right down, I'm willing to get into the trade. But yes, it did escape from me by a pip or two. Pretty frustrating, right? We also talked about the dollar index and how I'm bullish on this. So I'm going to be looking to short the euro and the dollar, try to buy the other U.S. pairs. Obviously, buying in demand, shorting in supply, again, following my rules. But this is a pretty big indicator for me for the euro and the dollar, which is one of my favorite pairs to trade. It being one of the most traded, it being the most traded pair of them all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this webinar. If you guys have any questions, you can definitely message me directly through the website or email me at tradewithhandro@onlinetradingcircle.com. Definitely discuss some trades, and till next time.